Hello and welcome to Hollywood Approved with Kristen and Yael. Each episode is an exploration of taste as we dive into the good, the bad, the unexpected in TV and movies. Tune in for the celebrity guests, stay for the surprising recommendations. Plus, we are getting creative with modernizations and fan casting some of our favorites. This is Hollywood Approved.
Hello. We are back with a brand new episode of Hollywood Approved. And today we have a very exciting guest, Jaidyn Triplett of the iCarly reboot.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is going to be so exciting. I have to know, because you are so young. Have you seen iCarly? Have you seen the original?
Yes, so I didn't watch it when I was younger when it first came out because it did come out before I was born.
Right.
But I did recently watch it, and I think I watched it about a week before I actually got the audition for the reboot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you were a little bit familiar with, the characters and who you would be going into, hang out with.
Yeah, I had always heard of the show, but I never had the chance to watch it because that was before I had Nickelodeon, the app, and all that stuff. But when I did get it, I was like, oh, this is a really good show. I'd like to watch it. So I'm really happy I did.
That's awesome. Can you tell us what the audition process was like? So you knew that it was iCarly when you went in?
Yes, so it said iCarly. It had everyone's names like Carly and Freddie and Spencer and all that stuff. So it wasn't hidden or anything, but it was a really fun process because usually with shows it's a much longer process. So it was audition, producer session, director session, and then it just got into the serious stuff. So the chemistry read and then the test and then the test for the contract and all that stuff, and it was such an exciting journey.
Wow.
So what was it like finding out that you were going to be playing Millicent and that this was continuing basically the legacy? This is Freddie's adopted stepdaughter. So what was that like?
It was crazy. When my dad, he came home and he was like, I have a good feeling about today. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then he got on the phone with my manager and then he called my uncle. And he's his best friend. He tells him about everything. So he gets on the phone and my manager is like, how would you feel if you were on set for iCarly next week? And I broke down crying. I was so happy. It was the best day of my life.
That's amazing. Tell us about some of your amazing co-stars, because the show is kind of iconic.
Yeah, they're amazing, and especially Jerry because he really tries to take care of me and protect me because he's known kids since when the original started. So he has known kids, he has protected them, and he's really nice. And then Miranda is so sweet. And then Lacey, she's just really cool. And she's like, you know how to do that. And then Nathan, he's the dad figure over everybody.
Oh, that's awesome. You get that dad vibe even off screen.
Yeah.
And now I'm curious, it's Latinx Heritage Month. As an Afro-Latina, what does your identity mean to you, and how do you hope that inspires young kids to see you on screen in a show like iCarly?
I'm so glad that I got iCarly because it lets kids who are watching the show know that you are very special if you're mixed with multiple cultures and races, and that's really inspiring for me because I know that I may be inspiring other kids. And being mixed, it was always kind of weird to me when I was a little kid, but now I know and I'm proud that I am Afro-Latina.
I love that. That is amazing.
That's awesome. Was there anyone that you looked up to when you were younger? Was there anyone that you felt connected to that represented you?
I've always loved Marseille Martin because she's done so much. She was on, I think Blackish had like 7 or 8 seasons, and that's surreal for a show. And she's also a director and a producer and a writer and an actress, and she's just doing so much. And also, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he is amazing. Like Hamilton is my favorite musical, and also In
Yes,
the Heights was an amazing musical.
absolutely agree. Those are some of my favorites too.
You
Yeah,
have such good taste.
thank you.
I really, one of my favorite things to ask people is if they could play a different role on their show, what role would they want to play? Is there any particular role? I know that age difference might be an issue, but is there any particular role that you would be like, oh, it'd be fun to play this role?
I'm trying to think. Oh, I think that like if I was a girl version of Neville on the show, that would be really cool. I do love Millicent and I also love Neville, so I try to include kind of his like evilness and his snarkiness into my character just a little bit because I love him so much.
That's so
That is
fun.
so funny. Now you guys have been picked up for a second season, so have you learned anything yet about, what's to come?
I can't really tell you guys much, but I'm excited because hopefully we should start shooting soon. And getting picked up was a dream come true.
Yeah, I bet.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Shall we get into what we're watching?
Yes,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
All right,
All right.
let's start. Kristen, you start. You take it away.
Oh, me. Okay. Well, one of the things I most recently watched was Rihanna's Savage Fenty Volume 3 show. It's
Mm.
just, I think Rihanna, like, people need to start taking notes from her about representation and inclusion and diversity because she is the most inclusive person I think that I've seen, in television or film or whatever you would call that fashion show. There's people that are different, gender identities, different colors. There's tall people, short people, big people, small people, people with, long hair, no hair, people with different, you know, able-bodiedness, like it's just so inclusive across the board, like beyond just, color, which I think is just so amazing. So kudos to Rihanna for just always like being the person who is taking it a step further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaidyn, are you interested in fashion shows?
Yeah, I've always loved fashion. Whenever I go shopping, I get really excited, especially when I have money from my allowance. And I recently bought like a really stylish dress, and I've been wearing it all the time.
Oh,
So I just really love wearing cute things and cute shoes and stuff. I also love being like aesthetically like wearing clothing that's aesthetic and stuff. So yeah, I love fashion.
Awesome. I haven't seen the Savage X Fenty 3 yet, Kristen, but I mean I saw the second one and Rihanna does really find diverse people. And every time someone's like, well, it was hard to find people, I'm like, but Rihanna did it
Rihanna.
very easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, Jaidyn, what is the last thing that you watched?
The last thing that I watched was actually Tangled because me and my sister have never watched it before, and she's 3 and I'm 10. And getting to watch it for the first time was really cool because I've only seen like little shorts, and you know how they came out with the cartoon show. So I've only watched those things, but seeing the movie was great.
Yeah, did you like it?
Yeah, it was really cool. I don't like the mom though, like the evil mom. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not my favorite.
I love Tangled. I love it so much. That's such a good movie.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
I
so
love
it's so
any Disney shows, princesses like Moana and Mulan and Merida from Brave, my favorites.
oh,
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, I love Tangled. I love the lantern scenes. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful, and the songs that they sing around there. What is that one? At Last I See the Light. So beautiful. Ugh.
yeah.
I I love Tangled so much, but it's funny that you don't like the mom, the evil witch, because every time I look at her, I think she's BB Newirth. Because the style of like the way they designed her, she looks like the actress BB Newirth, and she is voiced by someone else completely. So in my mind, it's BB Newirth with someone else's voice, even though it's a cartoon. It is a cartoon.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what was the last thing that you watched?
The last thing I watched was The Big Leap on Fox. This is a show. It is a dramedy, I guess, about a reality show dance competition. So if you liked Unreal, I think this is definitely a show to check out because it shows like the behind the scenes of making reality TV. But of course, that's very dramatized. And it's about people who are like amateur dancers. So there is this amazing like diversity in the cast, and you have people that you wouldn't expect to see dancing. And I really like it. And I don't know that enough people are watching it, and I'm really worried it's not going to last, but it's really good. If you like that kind of thing, I feel like it's going to fill a Glee void.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I see that.
Trailers.
You've seen the trailers,
yeah.
Jaidyn?
Yeah, when I'm watching like YouTube or something, I'll see the ad and it looks pretty good. I saw it on Hulu, so I wanted to check it out, but I'm not sure the rating and all that stuff, so I don't know.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
I see Sir Darius Blaine is in it, and he was in Charmed and Jumanji. Does he dance, or what is the role of
yes.
He dances? Wow.
Yep. And almost, I think everyone but like Scott Foley dances.
And are they like, they're like good dancers?
No, and he plays a football player who is going to be a dancer.
So is it like a Dancing with the Stars type of?
So it's the premise is it's a reality show where anyone can get a chance to dance. So it's like so you think you can dance, or America's Got Talent, but only dancing.
Okay.
So it's people of all walks of life trying to be dancers.
That's funny. I'm sure there's people that just can't dance. Like that would be me. I'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So what is Jaidyn, we'll start with you. What is a show or movie you just discovered?
So a show that I just discovered, I know that it's really old, but when I was traveling, I saw it on the airplane, and it was like on the, you know how you get the list and it's kind of like cable and all that stuff. So I saw Forensic Files on there, and I know that it's not like very common for kids to like Forensic Files, but I enjoyed it, and my mom was like, "Are you sure you should be watching that?" And I was like, "I'm not crazy, Mom. I'm not crazy."
I feel like you are a millennial in a child's body, because all the millennials are like all about, true crime. And I'm like, that's wild. I love it. I'm so excited for your life of exploring true crime. I'm so excited.
I used to be very scared. Like one time, me and my grandma were in a hotel, and she put it on, and it was about a girl who went missing. And I was like 7, 8 years old, and I was like, "Grandma, I don't like this."
I bet. Kristen, have you seen Forensic Files? Are you a true crime person?
I don't really watch a lot of true crime, but I do like the idea of Forensic Files. When I was like in like school, I remember taking a forensic science class, and I was very much like, I will solve this and like, find things and like figure it out. But the real life version of that scares me. I like the more like fun mystery, not real version.
Yeah, I just love mysteries in general. I'm not really about the whole like murder and all that stuff, like the true crime and stuff. I'm just really into like mysteries because it's very fun, and you get like really, you anticipate what's gonna happen, and I just love that feeling.
Totally, me too.
I'm so excited for you. I don't know why it makes me so happy that you like that. And Kristen, what is a show or movie you just discovered?
A show I just discovered is one that I feel like everyone has been discovering lately, which is Squid Game. This is a new, I believe it's a South Korean show that just came out on Netflix, and it's really interesting because it's about all of these people have like major debt and problems with money, and they get brought into like a Hunger Games type of situation to try to get money, but they end up playing these like kids games, like red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, except to an extreme. And what I think is really cool about it is that when you finish the whole series, it turns out there's all these Easter eggs. So kind of going back to that mystery, you can like look and you see like in the background, like, oh wait, on all of these walls, they had like all the games, or like, this little thing means something. And I love like going back and like piecing those types of things together and realizing that like they were kind of telling you the whole time what was going on. You just didn't know till you finished.
That's interesting. I love Easter eggs and stuff. It's like really fun.
Yeah, I actually just did a video on the new show Midnight Mass and all of the Easter eggs in that, which there are so many. I love the Easter eggs, and I love when directors like doing that, and purposely put stuff in there for you to find.
Yeah.
Is Squid Game scary?
I wouldn't say it's scary in terms of like someone popping out or like someone's like chasing you like a slash movie, but it's kind of like it is, I would say, very gory.
Okay.
And it kind of juxtaposes like a lot of blood with like a lot of colorful, like neon infused kind of, and maybe to go along with like the childhood games kind of coloring in the scenes. I don't think I would recommend Jaidyn watch it just yet, but maybe her parents might like it, and maybe she could watch it in the future.
Yeah, I like that you said Hunger Games because I watched the movie and then I started reading the book because my mom was like, it's much more fun to read the book because there are extra details that they don't include in the movie or something like that. So I'm trying to finish reading the book now. Reading is not really my thing, so I'm trying to like push myself to read it.
Yeah, well, they're very good, so you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, your mom's right. Usually the books are better than the movie.
Almost always.
Yeah. What about you, Yael?
Yeah, I just discovered the second season of The Great North, which is a show that I discovered during quarantine. So if you like Bob's Burgers, The Great North is in the Bob's Burgers style. It's an adult animated series, but it's on Fox, so I would say it is probably, I mean, I'm not your parent, Jaidyn, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, I saw one episode of Bob's Burgers and I was like, this is
it's not for you.
It's not for me.
It's funny you say that because the first time I saw The Great North was after I finished an entire binge of Bob's Burgers, and I was like, ooh, I love this so much. And then I started The Great North and I hated the first episode. And I was like, this is bad. And then at some point during quarantine, I came back to it and I was like, this is great. So some episodes are fantastic and some are meh.
Yeah, sometimes it takes time to get into something. I remember trying to watch The Office a while ago and I like could not get into it. And then my family would like play random episodes all the time. And I was like, okay, I'm seeing all this out of context. I might as well just try again. And I was like, actually, this is really good.
Yeah, I saw one episode before and I really liked it. And I'm trying to get my mom to let me watch it. But she's like, nah, maybe when I'm around. Because I think it's TV 14 or something.
Oh,
yeah. But I do watch anime and most anime shows are TV 14. So maybe eventually she'll let me watch it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's get into our comfort show or movie, our go-to, because I feel like there's something here that might be appropriate for you. Jaidyn, what is your go-to comfort show or movie?
So this one is very underrated. Not a lot of people have seen it. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person on earth who's seen it. But it's called The Monster in Paris. Oh my gosh, that picture just brings back so many memories.
Oh, good.
it's about not judging a book by its cover because I'm pretty sure he's like a monster or a bug situation. And the main character, the lady, she really falls in love with him basically. And they dance together, but there's a lot of people in the movie who just hate him so much. And it really just does teach a lesson to kids that the world is a cruel place and you need to not hear them and you need to just listen to yourself, you know?
I love
Wow.
that.
I love that. Yeah. This is one I definitely want to check out now because I had not heard of this, but just looking it up a little bit more, it looks like it's adapted from the Phantom of the Opera. So that's kind of a cool, like
Yeah.
animated twist on that.
Yeah.
Is it a musical or is it just dancing?
It's a little bit of both, but there's a lot of music in it. And I honestly, like right now, I want to look up the soundtrack again because I am just going to be filled with nostalgia. So you know what I'm going to do after this.
Yeah, I want to find this and watch it. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
Kristen, what is your go-to comfort show or movie?
So I chose a movie that I thought would be good for spooky season. That also, I don't know if you've seen it, Jaidyn, but if you haven't, I recommend Halloweentown. So good. This is about a young girl who has always felt a little bit different because she likes, spooky things. She likes weird things. And then she finds out that she's actually a witch. And so is her whole family is full of witches. And they have to go help their grandmother save Halloweentown, which is where their grandmother lives. There's like a big cool pumpkin. There's like little monsters and things. They have to do funny stuff like take a tooth from a vampire or like take the sweat of a ghost and like make a whole spell. But it's like really funny. And like whenever I get to like Halloweentown, I'm just like, I want to watch all of the Halloweentown movies except for the last one because they recast the main girl. But it's just so good, and you really get to like grow up with them as they like go through these different films. And actually, fun fact, in the second movie, there's like this evil warlock, and in real life, the girl and the guy that played the warlock are like dating. Like they're together now, and that's like years later. So it's like, wow, what are the odds? They met when they were probably like what, 14, and now she's an adult and they're together.
Yeah, I've only seen when I went on to the movie channel, I forgot what app it's called, but whenever I would go on it, I would always see Halloweentown, and I'm like, I should probably watch that. But my Halloween go-to is Hocus Pocus. That was the first like old school Halloween movie that I saw beside what's it called? Oh man, it's like something Christmas, and it's about
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes, that one. Yeah, I love that one too.
Oh, well, I definitely recommend Halloweentown. I think you will like it, and maybe it'll be like a new addition to your Halloween, playlist.
Yeah.
You want to watch Halloweentown, Return to Halloweentown, or is it Halloweentown, Halloweentown 2, Return to Halloweentown? The first three. Do not watch Halloweentown High.
It's not good.
Why not?
They replaced Marnie.
Yeah, they replaced the lead.
We're
all so bitter about it now, even though it's been like probably a decade.
It's been like 20 years, so we're upset.
Yeah. Well, it's basically the Home Alone 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can watch it to see it once, but know that it doesn't count.
Yeah, you're a Halloweentown fan, right?
I am the biggest Halloweentown fan. So I understand like it being your go-to comfort for this season. I feel like it's my go-to comfort year round. And then the one that I picked for this actually is, I thought, what is something that I put on and it like helps me fall asleep? It sounds weird, but my answer is Archer, which is not a Bob's Burgers style, but does share the voice of Bob. So I find it soothing, and it's silly and action-packed and a really nice, this one definitely is an adult animation, very adult. But, it's fun. It is a fun thing to have on in the background.
I have not seen it.
Yeah,
I do like
Kristen,
the guy that plays Bob. I like that guy, and he's been in like a bunch of other things that I like. Like I think he's in a Burger King commercial, but he also was in that show Home Movies that I don't know if anyone has ever watched but me. But and so I like him.
yeah, he had his own show because his name is H. John Benjamin, and so he had his own show called H. John Benjamin Has a Van, and I feel like it was a comedy show. I don't know. I never watched that, but he had his own show. Kristen, you're not a big adult animation person.
No, I don't think so. I watch a lot of
Kids animation.
Yeah, like Hilda is really good. I don't know if you've seen Hilda, Jaidyn.
Yeah, I wanted to start
it. Craig of the Creek, really, really good.
Yeah.
And a really great representation of just like a Black family and like their positive, like, just like connection. What else is really good? Those are the ones off the top of my head right now that are really good and I recommend.
I do recommend for like all anime lovers. It's kind of anime-ish. I just got into anime and I personally love it, but it's called Whiskers and it's on HBO Max and it's about a girl who turns into a cat, I think, and then just to get her like crush's attention. And then she ends up realizing something that like she doesn't like him. I don't remember exactly the trailer. But she's trying to figure out how to turn into human again, just so she can get her crush or whatever.
You have won me over. I'm going to watch Whiskers. This might be my first anime, and my roommate is going to be so excited because he's a big anime person.
Ears likes cats.
I do. I'm a big cat person. All right, we have one more question, which is, what is your most anticipated reboot? Jaidyn, I think we should start with you on this one.
Okay, so I guess it's kind of obvious, but I was really excited for my new show to come out, which is the iCarly reboot.
Yay!
Amazing show. I would definitely recommend it. There's a total of 13 episodes. Each episode is a new adventure, just like the original. And we are hopefully going to start shooting season 2 soon. So, and also the Rugrats reboot. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one because I was excited for that one because it already came out and it's really good. And I love how it has like the same song in the intro and it has the same, in the beginning, how they're going through the house with all the different family members. And I just love that.
Yeah, they did a good job of like paying tribute to some of the older episodes, but making them look new with the new animation style.
Yeah.
Did you watch the original Rugrats?
Yes, I used to watch it when I was little. Every once in a while, my dad still puts it on for like my little sister, and that keeps her occupied for a little while. And I'm glad because it's such an iconic show. So when I heard that there was going to be a reboot coming out, I was like, yes, I'm going to watch this.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the Rugrats. I was actually doing a rewatch this year of the original Rugrats. I watched like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many seasons there are. I got pretty far. I got to where they started looking a little too modern for me, and then I was like, maybe I'll take a break because I think I was like 8 seasons in at that point. I just like could not stop watching it. My fiance would come home from work and be like, "Are you still watching the Rugrats?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, I recently saw the movie when they go to that Dino World place, and there's that really mean lady, and then Chucky's dad meets the lady, and they end up like, getting together and stuff. That's the last Rugrats movie.
Was that in Paris? Was it that one?
No, it's the first one.
Oh, the Paris one's a follow-up. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one's a good one too. I remember they had the Rugrats watches that you could get at like Burger King or something, and you would press the button and they would like do like Phil and Lil's voice or like Tommy and Chucky's voices. I have one somewhere, and I like want to find it because I feel like that'd be worth something now.
Like McDonald's toys, Burger King, like all the kids meals. It's like one time that you get that themed toy. So it's kind of like Pokemon cards. Like you can sell them for a lot of money.
Yeah, I bet.
I still use the Rugrats Hanukkah and Passover episodes at Sunday
Oh.
school to teach kids about Hanukkah and Passover.
Oh wow.
They're
cute.
really, the episodes are so good and they explain the holidays very well, which
They
is
won awards for
wild.
those.
Yeah.
I think it was something where like they were gonna not continue, but then those did so well and won like awards. They were like, okay, well we have to like keep making more episodes. Yeah, those are like top tier
I
Rugrats.
own them on DVD.
That's funny.
Yeah, a DVD. I don't know if you know. I'm kidding. I'm sure you know what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen, what is your most anticipated reboot?
Okay, I am so excited for season 2 of the Babysitters Club. I
Yes.
I
my gosh.
love the Babysitters Club so much. Are you a fan too, Jaidyn?
Yeah, I literally I binged through the entire season within like 2 days. It was such a good show, and I really loved all the plot twists with all the different characters. Um, and I just loved the whole series. It was well cast, and there was a lot of diversity, and I think it was well written too.
Have you read the books?
I have one of the books, but it's missing a few pages. I don't know what happened. But I got it from school when I was like 5 or 6, and I guess I never really touched it, and my sister must have got into it or something, and she ripped it. I don't know. But I never really read the books.
Oh,
The
those were my
books,
favorite series growing up.
yeah.
And I was not a big reader.
I was a big reader and I loved the Babysitters Club, and then I loved the show that they did back in the day, like in the 90s. I didn't really like the movie, but the show I thought was like amazing.
There
And
was a
then,
show?
There was a
yes,
show.
I think you could watch it might be on Hulu, or at least it was. But yeah, to me that was like the perfect casting was that show. And then now this new one, I love it. And I'm just like I'm so happy that like they're telling the stories but like more diverse for like a new generation. But I definitely recommend the old ones too. They were so good. But like
I found it. I can't believe it's real.
yes, and the casting is perfect. It's so good. Like when I think of the Babysitters Club, like OG, like that's what I think of. But I love this new cast also. I think they did a really good job. And I love that like we have a Latina in there. Like there really was no like there was some diversity in the original, but it was really just like Claudia. And so I love that they like were like we don't care about what people's like backgrounds were. We want to pick the right person. And so if that means like bringing in a Latina or bringing in, someone who's African American or bringing in, different people of different backgrounds, I love that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that honestly, this new version is my favorite, and I was a big fan of the movie. So like the fact that they were like, we need to modernize it made me happy because it did not take away from anything. It really added to it. I love that.
Absolutely. What about you, Yael? What is your most anticipated reboot?
It is actually the second season of the Saved by the Bell reboot. Oh, this picture is fuzzy.
Yep. My dad's friend is actually on that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Who?
his name is Dexter.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then also Josie Toda, she was on iCarly. I think it was the first or the second episode.
Yeah.
And she was so amazing to work with. She was super nice. And I was so excited to meet her because I saw her on the original Jessie. And that was the first time I actually like saw her in person.
Oh wow. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, and Dexter that plays Devontae, right? Who sings?
I think so. Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh yeah. I mean, Saved by the Bell, this new reboot is so good that like I know that they bring in the older people, but I don't care about them. I only care about the new people because I think they're so good and they did such a great job casting them.
Yeah.
I think this
the
is
first episode, but it was a lot of cuss words, so I turned it off. But it looked really good. It looked really funny, and I'm super happy that Saved by the Bell actually got a reboot because I'm actually watching the original right now, so that's really cool.
Oh wow. Very nice.
I actually was when they decided to reboot it. I was not looking forward to it. I thought, leave it alone. I mean, it was fine. It is fine. It's fine. And then they made it, and I was like, this is amazing. What they did with it was they took something that was fine and made it great. And I think they really improved upon it the same way that I would say Babysitters Club did.
Yeah.
So
Examples of like really good reboots, and iCarly as well. Three just like really good reboots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jaidyn, so much for joining us. But before we let you go, tell people, are you on social media, and where can they find iCarly?
So you can find iCarly on Paramount Plus. I play Millicent, Freddie's stepdaughter. And on all social media platforms, I am Book Jaidyn, which is BookJaidyn. And for TikTok, it's a family account, and it's Triplett Family Network.
I love that.
Yeah. And you can find all of our family content that we filmed. And you can also go over to our YouTube channel where we have videos of the inside scoop of being on set and going to auditions and just our everyday life. So
I love that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to let you go, and then we're going to keep going in casting. We have to fan cast Heathers. So thanks, Jaidyn.
Thank you, Jaidyn.
Thank you.
That was so fun.
Now
I really want to watch A Monster in Paris now. I feel like that sounds really good.
She sold us on it. But now it is time for some fan casting, and today we are fan casting Heathers.
Yes.
So why don't we start with Veronica, who was played originally by Winona Ryder. Yes.
I feel like for me, I wanted to go with someone who I thought could do a little bit more like, what is the word? Like sarcastic, a little like edgy. And so I went with Sophia Ali, who you might know from Faking It, from The Wild. She also was in a really good Tribeca film this year called India Sweets and Spices. And she's just like really talented. And whenever I see her in something, I'm like, oh, this girl's so good. And I feel like she has that edgy vibe that would make like a really fun Veronica.
I really like that choice because I feel like she is like a chameleon. Because in The Wild, she like really was super. Her character wasn't like an archetype, and you expected her to be, and that was, I think, really fun.
Yeah, she brings a lot of depth to her roles.
Yeah. So for my Veronica, I picked one of your favorite people, actually. I feel like, because I feel like you used her last week as well. So Jessica Marie Garcia from On My Block.
We love her.
She's so funny, and I would love to see her in this role because I feel like it's so different, and I worry that she's getting kind of typecast, you know?
I will say, I think her role in Diary of a Future President is a little bit more, I don't want to say it's serious because I mean that's a comedy also, but it's not like as comedic as On My Block is, you know. So I think that she's definitely like, even in that, is showing like some of her range. So I bet she has the range to go all the way to like a Veronica type of role.
Cool. Well, thank you for supporting my choice.
I support you, and I support Jessica Marie Garcia.
Yeah. All right. Who do you have for JD?
Okay, so for JD, I wanted to do something a little bit different, but I still wanted that like bad boy James Dean feel. So I went with Kaia Gerber, who I think was so good at playing that type of role in the American Horror Stories Rubber Woman episodes. She just is like very broody and like hot and like, you know, just like I could see her playing like that kind of a little bit unhinged bad boy type and like really selling it.
I am not familiar with her work at all. And literally this photo, I'm going to put it up again. I thought that she was the girl from the OC.
I kind of can see what you're saying a little bit.
And
but,
I was like, who is this girl?
But she could definitely pull off that darker, like, edgy, brooding lesbian type of vibe.
Great.
She
I'm
played
into
in
it.
American Horror Stories.
Awesome. For JD, I decided to go with someone that I think it would be a fun stretch. I'm really just picking all your favorites today.
Yes.
And I went with Harvey. Harvey, tell me how to pronounce his last name. Guillen. Because I think I've never seen him in a role like this, and I think that it would be so fun to see him. And honestly, I think you told me earlier, if he said we're gonna burn it down, I'd be like,
okay, sounds good. I'd be like, okay, anything you want to do.
I'd be like, yes, here are matches. I'm with you. Whatever you need.
Yeah. It's just he's so cute that you just kind of like go with whatever he says.
Yeah,
the cutest.
Cool. Who do you have for? Okay, so we have the 3 Heathers.
Yes, the 3 Heathers. So for Heather Chandler, who we know is the ringleader and then gets the axe, I went with Barbie Ferreira because, okay, like when it came to the Heathers, I was a little bit inspired by the newer Heathers that they did, even though that wasn't a great show.
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel like Barbie Ferreira has this like boss bitch vibe to her, and that's what I feel like Heather Chandler needs. And I think that she would be really good as like a mean girl, just like a
Oh yeah, I think she would be amazing as a mean girl. I think that's such a good choice. So for my mean girl, I went with an already mean girl. I went with Halia Jones from Lock and Key.
Mm-hmm.
She plays a mean girl already, and I think that she'd be just good at doing it.
She is.
It isn't a stretch. Yeah. She's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
What about Heather Duke? And which one is this one? Which Heather is this?
Heather Duke is like the next level. Like if one was the alpha, she would be the omega?
Beta.
The beta? Alpha, beta. So she's like the one that steps up to be the mean girl when Chandler's gone. And I went with Jazz Sinclair. I think that I would love to see her like do like some stretching of her wings, because we've seen her as like the good girl in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but I feel like that we could see her like switch it up and kind of be, one of those mean girls that you love to hate.
Yeah, well, I put Josie Tota.
Also good at being a mean girl.
Also being, yeah. I think I went too predictable with my mean girls.
No.
It's just when you're used to, I think that, all we've seen for Josie has been mean girl roles, because she does have that like quick, snappy wit.
But I think she does it in a way that makes you kind of feel for her still. Like even in Saved by the Bell, she starts out kind of as like the popular, I don't even think that she's a mean girl, but like then you start to hear about like what she's been through in her life, and she becomes one of the most beloved characters, I feel like.
Right. I mean, Josie is an amazing actress and really can like, I think she could even play Veronica, but like, I think that she just does mean girl so well.
Yeah. Honestly, we should just have Josie Tota play every single role in like a one-woman show of Heathers. Done.
100%. 100%.
Done.
All right. And last up, Heather McNamara.
Okay, for Heather McNamara, I decided to do a little bit of a gender bend, and I went with Kenan Lonsdale. And I mean, Kenan Lonsdale is so talented. And I think that, I've seen him be, the good guy and the bad guy. And this is sort of like, I feel like the McNamara character is a little, she's the nicer one, I think, of the Heathers. So I think it would be just like, I could just see this like trio walking down the hallway and like giving me like death glares, and I'm like, yes, yes, like slap me, you know, and I would love it.
I'm with you. I think that's a really good casting. I think they're such a good actor that like I could see them in anything. I went with Isabel Merced, who is Dora apparently.
Yes.
And I think
a lot of range.
Yeah, I would love to see. I mean, I think she should continue. Like, I want to see her career continue and move. And so I think this would be a really good next step. Yeah, and that is it for our casting of Heathers.
We did it.
We did it. It was a challenge for me this week, but we did it.
Yeah, this one was a little bit easier for me than last week, but it took some thinking of what have I seen recently? What have I seen recently? I don't know.
Well, thank you so much to our amazing guest, Jaidyn, for joining us. And of course, iCarly season 1 is on one of the platforms.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. I was going to say Peacock, and I was like, that's not it. It's the other P one.
Yes.
All right. Until next time, Kristen, what are you up to, and where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, so you can find me everywhere at Kaymaldo, Kaymaldo, on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. If you had a 1 at the end, you'll find me on Instagram. And what have I been up to? Just I have a lot of videos coming out, like too many. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff with On My Block and You and Lock and Key in the next month. Like basically all the spooky things are coming to my channel. And also I've been doing a lot of Latinx Heritage Month interviews on my podcast, Pop Culture Planet, which is all about inclusion and representation in Hollywood. So definitely recommend checking those out. Yeah, what about you, Yael?
I am everywhere on the internet at Yael Tygiel. That is YAELTYGIEL. You can find me next weekend at New York Comic Con. So if you are going to that, please let me know on Twitter or Instagram. And hopefully we can say hi in real life, but I will be wearing a mask. Also, you can check out the Foundation After Show here on the Hollywood Critics Association YouTube channel, as well as the official Leverage Redemption After Show, a very distinctive podcast. Season 1B is coming out next weekend as well, over on the Electric Now app. But Season 1B of Leverage Redemption is available next weekend on IMDb TV. So check that out. And SVU is back, so you can find Line or S Review, the podcast, on the Fanversation YouTube channel and wherever you listen to podcasts. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing. It's a lot, but I'm doing it.
Booked and busy.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.